All right. Here we are again. Thank you so much for part two. I had to make a quick jump away from the previous part one. As you know, we were sitting here calling some, some for rent by owners, actually, at the time. And we were discussing the 6 things that you needed to ask as a real estate team leader, your brokerage firm. We had asked at point number 5, what was my ownership stake in the firm? And that's where we had to leave off with part 1. So we're going to go ahead and jump back into the rental calls. We're going to go ahead and continue with this live prospecting. And I recognize that many of you may not be able to watch this on YouTube as we do it live. But if you have an opportunity, I would recommend that you get a chance to go over to listen to it on the redpillinvestor.com because I will go ahead and include these 2 as one podcast. And that way you can have a long period of time so you can check out a lot of the techniques that we're using, hopefully maybe pick up something, and that you will be able to go ahead and use it in your business as well. So let's go ahead and continue dialing. Boom. We are now dialing for rent by owners. Currently, let's see, these are in Saurita. What we're going to do is we're going to pause that because I don't want to deal with those. So what we're going to do is instead of the for rent by owners, let's close this and let's move over to something in a little bit closer to town. So we've called for rent by owners. We've called expireds and canceleds. We got foreclosures or for sale by owners. Let's call some for sale by owners. Now with for sale by owners, as a realtor, it's going to be a little bit different, obviously, because you have the opportunity to rent them, to buy them, to list them. I mean, there's a bunch of opportunities that you have. Let's go ahead and begin calling for sale by owners. Here we go. It's a total of 85 numbers to call, 81 properties. We have a total of 85 numbers. So we're going to call and see what happens. So while that's dialing, let's move over here to for sale by owners. If you're following along in your Red Pill Investor script book, we're over here at for sale by owners. We'll see how that kind of plays out. Question number 5, what is my ownership stake at the firm? As I said before, even though most real estate agents and teams are independent contractors, there's no reason to not be treated as true partners in the brokerage you help build. Stock and stock options are common equity compensation structures. Ownership aligns your interests with the brokerage and gives you a voice in the company direction and provides you with an opportunity for an additional revenue stream. Boy, let me tell you, I accept that people want to have an ownership stake in a brokerage. However, it's called a brokerage because it's broke. Your broker is they're broke. And more often than not, what you'll discover when you have ownership interest in a brokerage is that you have additional headaches that you never knew were possible. You never even knew the level of headaches that you had until you got into management or brokerage ownership, because ultimately everybody looks to you to get things done. I mean, if there's no toilet paper in the bathroom, somebody needs to fix that. Is it going to be you? Is it going to be your staff? Who's going to fix it? And when you're in ownership, you've got to determine that. You don't get this additional revenue stream aligning your interests with the brokerage, giving you a voice in the company's direction. You don't get any of that when you become an owner, okay? Don't think for a moment that just because you're a real estate, okay, here's what happened.
Hello?
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
This is who?
This is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
I'm good.
Is this Bob?
Yeah.
Hi, Bob. My name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town. I was calling about your property for sale by owner on Copper Cut.
Yeah.
Is that still available, or did you sell that, or whatever happened with that?
It's still available.
Okay. Is it still for sale by owner, or is it for sale by with an agent, or what's the current status of it?
By owner.
Okay, no problem. And may I ask how much you're asking for the property?
Did you see it on Zillow?
Well, I saw an ad, yes, and the Zillow ad's a little bit different, but I don't know how much you're asking for the place. It's a
Well,
it's a
on
two
Zillow for
bedroom, right?
295. Yeah, it's on Zillow for 295.
Okay, all right. And if you don't mind me asking, may I ask how you folks determine the sales price?
How did I determine the sale price? Well, I had it appraised some time ago,
Okay,
and it's 4 acres. It's got a 1,200 square foot efficient solar hot water. It's got views that go forever. Something 4,000 feet elevation. It's a special piece of property. It's got state land on one border, national forest out behind it. It's a good location.
okay. And I'm curious, when you do sell this place, where are you going next? Are you staying here in town, or are you taking off, or what's the plan?
Um, I'm saying I bought a house in Hereford, Arizona.
Oh, congratulations.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's going to be fun. You going to do any skydiving up there?
Skydiving?
Yeah, up in Hereford. You going to do any skydiving up there? They do skydiving up that way.
No, that's, I haven't heard about that, but
Oh,
it's not
okay.
my thing anyway. I'm more of a hiker.
Well, good for you. Okay, no problem. I'm curious, with this particular property, how have you folks been exposing it, getting the word out on it?
Zillow and Trulia and Facebook. Marketplace.
Okay, all right. And I'm wondering, about how much time do you think you'll take before you'll consider interviewing a powerful agent for the job of selling that place?
That's not determined yet.
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, and you said that the property is 295. All right, and it's a two bedroom on 4 acres. Boy, that's beautiful. Okay. You know, have you ever? I mean, you've heard of Sotheby's International Realty, yes?
Yes.
I'm wondering if it were possible, and this is a big what if, but if it were possible for me to sell that property and net you the same amount of money that you'd make, selling it yourself, or maybe even a little bit more than you would you even consider interviewing me for the job of selling that property for you?
To be honest with you, I got about 4 friends that are real estate agents in Tucson, and,
Mhm.
they know that I'm doing for sale by owner, but they're all in line in case it doesn't work for me.
Uh-huh. And I'll tell you, that's it's funny you should bring that up. I always like to think that you can't swing a dead cat in this town without hitting a realtor. They're everywhere. Well, the reason why I bring that up is
Yeah.
you owe your friendship. I'm sorry, you owe your friends your friendship. You owe me absolutely nothing, but you owe yourself the best. And I guess what I'm wondering is, if you knew that, by potentially even listing with your friends, that might actually work against you, could cost you money, would you even consider hiring a stranger, somebody who's unique to your situation?
How would my friends make me lose money? What do you get that?
Well, for example, your friends, I'm sure they're good agents, and you can't really be an agent these days without being halfway decent, right? But my fear is this, that your friends know that agents like myself are calling you every single day asking for your business. Many of those agents are absolutely brand new. They don't know their butt from a hole in the ground, right? And if, let's just say, for the sake of argument, you were to list your property with one of those agents for whatever reason, let's say it was a discount, commission, or I don't know, they cute girl or whatever. Well, that person could physically cost you in the negotiation of your home. Any fool can put their home in the market on MLS, They can place a sign in the yard. They could pray that it sells. And frankly, a lot of these listing agents would probably just go play golf. That's like the 4P of method of selling real estate. But
Yeah.
in order to get your property sold for the top dollar.
No, I'm gonna pass on you right now, man. But appreciate the information.
So in other words, even if I could, see, I'm not going to really worry about this one too much because he's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, way the hell on the other side of town, and I'm not overly concerned about his property. I mean, he's probably not my kind of guy. He's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my kind of listing because he's just way on the other side of town, and he's not even worth driving as far as I'm concerned. A 2-bedroom that far away. Even if you got 4 acres, $295,000, that's a hell of a lot of money for a 2-bedroom.
Hello?
You know what? I think I have the wrong number. I apologize. I was looking for the owners of a property on Schrader Lane. Have I got the right place?
Yes, how can I help you?
Okay, yeah, I think I got the wrong number then. Okay, thank you. All right. Actually, that was a realty company, that one. Sometimes realtors will list their properties for sale by owner, even though they shouldn't. And that's what that person was doing. Let's see. Okay, so brokerage. When you think about brokerage and ownership in a brokerage, I know it.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Good.
I'm not sure if I have the right place. I was calling about the home that was for sale by owner on Camino de Conde. Is that your property?
Yes, that's me.
Wonderful. Yeah. Is that still available, or did you end up selling that already, or what's the status, may I ask?
No, we just put it on the market. We just thought we'd try on our own.
Okay.
Just to see what would happen.
Sure, I understand.
And then, if we don't sell, then we'll give it to a realtor.
Okay, no problem. Well,
because we were kind of still working on things up there and in the neighborhood, we figured, well, we could show it.
Sure, no problem. Does it need some kind of work?
No, we were just cleaning it up.
Oh.
I mean, we my kids grew up there. It's a wonderful place to live.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a really nice neighborhood and really close to the high school. So they can walk across the street and just go to, you don't even need to buy them a car.
Saves the insurance.
It's nice if you have kids. It's a nice family house.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm a broker here in town who also buys property. I'm curious, if I was to bring somebody by who'd be interested in purchasing your property, would you be willing to pay some form of commission for that?
How much are you talking about?
Oh, it's completely negotiable. I mean, whatever you felt was fair and we could agree on. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just making sure that you're willing to work with an agent if I brought somebody by, if we could make the money right.
I'm willing to work with someone, but I'm not sure if I want to sign a contract just yet.
Oh, no, I understand.
If you've got someone that's interested, I'd be glad to show it, or you could show it. And, if you want, we can work something out towards getting you a commission. I mean,
sure.
If you want to add something to the price.
That's what I was figuring. You'd probably
like to come down too much more, but we added rooms. We added like 3 rooms and a patio. So it's a lot bigger than when I bought it.
Oh, no worries. Well, when would be a good time for me to stop by and take a quick peek at the place?
Well,
have you got some time?
I'm at work. My husband's at work. So not till like afterwards.
Okay. What time y'all get off?
But you're probably how late do you work? How late are you?
I work around your schedule. Yeah, whatever time works for you, because I recognize that you're gonna have a job and stuff like that. So yeah, whatever time works for you. What time y'all get off usually?
Well, we were gonna go up there probably Wednesday night. What's today? Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am.
So Wednesday night we were going to be up there doing a few things. I don't know if you want to stop by around 5 or 6.
Well, I've got church at 6:30 that I go to, but I could stop by briefly before then, like around 6, just like maybe 5:30 to 5:45. Would that work?
Okay. Okay, what's your name?
Yes, ma'am. It's Carl, K-A-R. Yes, ma'am. Carl, K-A-R-L.
And who do you work for? Do you work for a realty company?
Yes, ma'am. I work at Sotheby's International Realty, but I also buy properties on my own.
I see.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we're saying,
Yeah, I mean,
we're saying 6 o'clock
what?
or a quarter. We're saying 6 o'clock or a quarter till, something like that.
Yeah, I think I'll make it there by 6.
Okay.
I think so.
Well, then I'll hang
because
out.
I get off about 4:35, so
No
something
problem.
like that, and I'll.
Well, then I'll
Yeah,
just.
we're way down on the south side right now because I'm babysitting my grandson.
Oh,
So I
God
don't,
bless your heart. Okay.
it's kind of far for me to drive, and that's why I moved out. I bought another house down here, just temporary,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just gonna buy another house next week that I'm gonna move to on the west side. So I'm
isn't
kind
that
of in the
nice?
middle of
Have
a lot of stuff.
you've already got it under contract and everything and scheduled to close next week?
Yeah.
Ooh, you're a busy lady.
I just decided to downsize. And the house I bought down here was kind of a flip. And we just temporarily, stayed here so I could be close to my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And so a lot going on. But I really, like to get that big house sold because I don't need it anymore. I don't want to rent it because I put new flooring in the whole house and it's just too nice to rent right now.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'll take a look at it and be very honest with you. I mean, if it's a situation where I can make an offer on it that would be worthwhile, then I'll do that myself. And if it's not, then I'll keep an eye out for somebody else. Fair enough?
Okay, that's fine too. I mean, I'd consider something.
And I'm sorry.
I don't know.
No problem. I'm sorry. My name was Carl and I never did catch yours. Kirsten. Okay, great. Kirsten, well, thank you for taking my call, and I will go ahead and look forward to seeing you on Wednesday at 6, and I'll just kind of hang out.
At 6?
Yeah, and I'll be in and out before you know it.
Okay, no
awesome.
problem.
Thank you.
You can take a look, and you can let me know if I've got it priced right.
Well,
I think I do.
We'll take a quick look at it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right, thank you.
You have a great day. Thank you.
You too, Carl.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye. All right. Appointment set. Boom to the shakalaka. Okay. Appointment set. All right. Now, for sale by owner, in this particular circumstance, the script, you'll notice it says, I was calling because I was interested, but I have 2 challenges. I need to pay all cash. In this particular circumstance, she's kind of one of those, maybe I'll list it, maybe I'll sell it. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I don't want to rent it out. As a realtor, this is one of those situations where, as an investor, you want to keep your options open. And that's what I'm writing about in that book, Wholesaling for Realtors. One of the things that you need to do is keep yourself aware to this sort of opportunity. Yeah, because she's got another property on the west side she's bought, or buying, I should say, closing this next week. She's got another property that she just recently bought that was a fix-up property that she purchased just so she could be close to her daughter. And now she's got this property here that she's trying to just sell. That tells you a lot about this particular person as a client, right? She's out there buying property left and right, and it does not appear that any realtor is in her corner helping her. And wow, that's something we want to be aware of as professionals. There are tons of people like Kristen out there in the world today, and you want to be aware of them. Ownership stake. Okay, now getting back to this issue of ownership. When you're in an ownership position, and many people start off this way, thinking that you're going to be a good real estate agent. And you become a good real estate agent and you handle a lot of transactions and you get a couple buyer calls, you get good at listings, and you think, you know what, I'm going to hire a buyer's agent or a showing agent. You get yourself a showing agent, and that's the beginning of your team. And pretty soon you think to yourself, well, gosh, I've got all these transactions and it would be a lot easier if I just had somebody who would take care of the deals for me to where I could just prospect all the time. And that's where you'll get people getting a transaction coordinator or an office assistant or someone who's going to be handling the paperwork part of it. Mike Ferry used to teach us, and still does, that you need to add 1 person for staff every 40 clients.
Hi, you've reached Samuel. Sorry I missed you.
So in other words, every 40 deals you do is the time you want to consider adding somebody. So if you're doing 20 transactions a year, you really have no business having a buyer's agent. You have no business having an assistant. Why? Because you're not doing anything. I mean, if you're only doing 20, 30 transactions a year, well, odds are you're not really producing enough income. You're not producing enough business to really support somebody full time. So every 40 transactions you add to your transactions, that's really when you want to add another person. So then this brings up the question, well, how come is it then that you see
You have reached the voicemail box of
people with various teams doing over 100 transactions a year, or allegedly doing over 100 transactions a year, and they'll have, oh, hi, you know what? I think I got the wrong number. I was looking for Frank. Sorry. Have a great day. All right. See, and the reason why I said Frank on this one was because this is a tiny little co-op, and the co-op is not something that you can really purchase. You're not purchasing a property. You're purchasing a right to own a property or own something in an area, and they give you the ability to use this property. So co-ops obviously are very difficult to sell. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. I was looking for Frank. Is Frank around? I think,
Frank?
yeah, I was looking for Frank. I think I have the wrong number. I was looking for Frank. Is Frank around?
No, thank you.
Oh, gosh. Sorry. Have a great day. Thanks. Okay. Same thing with this one. This one was a manufactured home on blocks, and there's really nothing wrong with a manufactured home. But in this particular circumstance, let's see if you're, there we go. The problem is that this one's going to be interesting here. This one might be a whole different property here. I think I might have spoken. Hello?
Hi there. Thanks for calling Pickle Property Solutions.
Yeah, got
We
the
are
wrong
a
one.
real estate investor.
Ah, boy. There we go. Resume. Okay. So ownership. As a realtor, you think you did pretty well. You got yourself a team. And again, you get these people who think they're doing 100 transactions a year or more, and yet they have 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people on a team. That's way too many people for the production that you're putting out. Every time you see somebody saying they're doing 100 transactions a year, ask yourself, okay, what is the per person productivity? John?
This is John.
Hey, John. Carl Krenzel, how are you?
Good, Carl.
I'm not sure if I've got the right place. Are you the fellow who's got that house for sale by owner over there on Aztec?
I do.
Okay, wonderful. Is that still available?
It is.
Okay, cool. I'm calling because I'm a broker here in town who buys properties. I saw it online. I'm just curious about it. Is the property still? I mean, are you living in there? I mean, I guess if I was to close in 30 days, would that pose a problem for you?
I'm an investor, so no, right now it's sitting empty.
Oh, okay, right on. All right. Have you got any other investment properties that you're looking to sell for cash?
What are you looking for?
Whatever you got, my man. I'm an investor here in town. If I don't buy them, I sell them to my agent friends. So if you've got a problem property that you want to get rid of.
Actually, I've got 2 of them down there that I'd be interested in getting rid of.
Okay. Hang on just a second.
They both need some work. So I don't know. Are you a wholesaler? Or
well, I'm a guy. I have done that before. I do a lot of assignment of contract. Yeah, and if a house is terrible looking, I'm okay with that too. Tell you what, let me get those addresses from you, and I'll go ahead and I'll look into them. Yeah, no problem. Mm-hmm. Good for you. Right. Okay. I know that area. You said 126 West? East. Okay, yeah. I'm familiar with that area. Okay. 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 All right. All right. Okay. I know that area good too. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Smart idea. All right. No problem. And I'll tell you what, what I'll do, I've got a couple other appointments today, but between today and tomorrow, I'll drive by and take a quick peek at them. They're both vacant. Okay, cool. Well, then what I'll do is I'll just take a quick peek at them and then I'll give you a jingle back and see what kind of plan we can come up with that might be helpful to you. Fair enough?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, John, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate the tip.
You bet.
Talk
Take
to you
care.
soon. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay. Call back. Let's see. Let's call back tomorrow. There we go. Apply. Boom. Okay. So as you can see, this fellow right here had two properties that were not on the market, that need repair, that he's willing to sell. And we got those two just by simply asking, hey, do you happen to have any other properties? Right? When you ask those types of questions, as I mentioned before in this podcast, you would be surprised to find out what you know, what you can find. And here's the thing. If you're a realtor and your whole purpose is just to know what's on the multiple listing service and just what everybody else knows, well, then, yeah, you're going to get cut from the business. But if you know about other properties, what other people are willing to do, a lot of times that brings a lot of extra value, right? And a lot this value is what people see. So this ownership stake issue, right? Now, here you are. You've got 100 transactions.
Hello.
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm sorry, who is it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. My name is Carl Krenzel. I was calling about your property on Lundy Avenue that was for sale.
Yes.
Is that still available or did you sell it or whatever happened with that?
Nope, it's still on the market.
Okay, no problem. I'm a broker here in town who buys property as well. I was interested in that property, but I got a couple quick challenges. Can I share them with you?
Sure.
Well, the first challenge is that I need to pay all cash, of course, but that's not really a problem, I suspect. The second challenge is I need to kind of close within 30 days. Would that pose a problem for you?
Well, I guess it depends on the offer.
Of course. Yes, of course. No, I guess more specifically was, if we were to able to come to a price and terms that we could all agree with, if, there would be anybody in there that's a tenant or any kind of problem that we couldn't close in, say, 30 days. That's all.
No, there's no issue. My daughter's living on the property right now, and she's moving out next week.
Oh, okay, great. All right, no worries. I see it here on Zillow. I mean, it looks like a great little place. It looks like you've done some painting on the outside, a brand new kind of a fence. What other sorts of things have been going on with the property?
So I remodeled the property. It's got new HVAC. I raised the ceilings, new floors,
Wow.
all new appliances, paint inside. Yeah, the property is a remodel.
Okay, very cool. And may I ask, you're asking 116.5 for the property?
Correct.
That's a good price. Okay. I can't imagine why you're selling. Has it always been an investment for you?
It was initially an investment, but I was planning on staying for a couple of years. I have to move back to Denver. I'm actually in Denver right now.
Oh.
So I don't have the time that I thought to, I
Okay.
was planning on doing more and staying longer, but I just don't have that time now.
I understand. Fair enough. And ideally, I mean, I mentioned 30 days, but I mean, ideally, if you could put it any way you'd like it, when would you like to close by?
Yeah, 30 days would be great. I will be back in town this weekend. I have a couple other people that have interest, so I was planning on showing it next week.
Oh, is that a fact? What day?
Yeah.
I can swing out there and take a look. What day?
Yeah, that'd be great. Sunday and Monday, I'll be showing the property.
Okay. Well, Sunday is Father's Day, and I'm going to spend a good portion of that in church, but I could be there Monday. Would Monday the 17th work?
Yep, that would be great.
About what time?
Anytime after 2 o'clock.
Okay. How about I make it, say, 3? Would 3 be good?
3 would be great, Carl.
Perfect. All right. And if you don't mind me asking, have you got any other relation here in town by the name of Keegan? Because it seems to me like I knew a title officer by the name of Keegan a number of years ago. Is there any relation there?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm not related to anyone in Tucson.
I just wondered if perhaps that was the same family. So, all right. Well, no worries. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, and I will look forward to seeing you at 3 o'clock on Monday the 17th at your property on Lundy. Fair enough?
Okay.
Awesome.
I got it on the calendar.
All right. This is my cell phone. If
you.
this is my cell phone. If anything should come up, feel free to give me a call. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. I'll make a note right now.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Have a good weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Boom shakalaka. All right. Now remember, guys, with for sale by owners, setting an appointment with a for sale by owner is not particularly difficult, but it does mean that you need to be aware, let's say, of the process, right? So, for example, people are oftentimes going to say things that are not true. For example, we just redone the house, and I'm not going to take a hit on the house, things of that nature. People will say, I'm not saying she said that, but people say things like that. And you don't want to get distracted or thrown off or anything like that, because remember the statistically speaking, 97% of for sale by owners are not going to sell themselves. They're going to end up listing with a real estate agent. And when they do, they need to have a good friend in the business. And that should be you. Let's talk about this ownership industry or interest. Again, we keep trying to, but we keep setting appointments. So good thing there. So here you are, an agent. You're doing 100 deals a year. Let's say you're doing it legitimately. Let's say you've got 2-3 people, 4 maybe at the most, that are working for you, working with you. Let's say you were following Mike Ferry's suggestion that you get 1 person for every 40 transactions, which means that if you're doing 100 transactions.
This call will be recorded for quality assurance.
No, it won't. Because, oops, that was the wrong place. Oh, man. Where's the activity log? I didn't want to do that. Hang on just a second. I deleted this dude's number. I didn't mean to. Where's his number? How do I get that number back? Let's see here. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. We'll keep going. So let's say you did it legitimately. Let's say you did it as an agent would. 1 team member for every 40 transactions. If you're doing 100 deals, you should have 2 members, maybe 2.5, like 2 and a part-time, right? But now you're starting to talk about ownership.
Hey, this is Kevin. Leave me a message.
And ownership is far different, right? So for example, when you're an owner, you think, okay, well, gosh, I'm going to be a team leader, and that's the next best thing. It's the same thing as being an owner, and it's not. And the reason why is because now as an owner, you're responsible for far more things than you were as a team leader. As a team leader, okay, you were responsible for making sure your team had leads, making sure the paperwork got done correctly, making sure everybody got their checks. As an office broker, as an owner of the company, you've got a whole lot of other concerns to be aware of. It's true, you may not be the guy who is physically responsible for the firm. You may not be the designated broker, but you may be responsible for...
Hello?
Oh, hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you. I'm not sure if I have the right place. I was actually looking for the home that's for sale by owner on Las Lomitas. Is that your property?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Well, I'm a broker here in town who buys property. Is that property still available for sale by owner, or is it listed, or what's the current plan with this?
Oh, actually, it's been taken. We have 2 pending offers on it.
Well, God bless your heart. Good for you. I bet you did. And it was what, 130,000 or something? Was that what you were asking for it? Yeah. Yeah, that's a great price.
Yes.
I bet you got more than that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, since I got you here anyway, do you happen to know of anybody else who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash?
No, and everything in here goes, normally no one has to list anything. They
Yes,
usually
ma'am.
go by word of mouth.
Yes, ma'am. I
before
know.
they list.
I bought one of those in there about 2 months ago and sold it to a fellow. It was a private sale, so I know exactly what you mean. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. You take care.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so let's see. Sold. Boom, sold. So when you're in an ownership kind of interest, now you've got a little bit different of a problem. Now you have politics involved. And politics amongst realtors is horrible because what they tend to do is, complain and backstab.
Hello?
Hi there, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
I'm not sure if I have the right person. I was looking for the owners of a property that was for sale by owner on Sally Road. Is that your property?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, that is.
Perfect. Okay. Well, my name is Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker here in town who buys property. I was calling to see if that property was still available for sale or if you've got it under contract or what's the story with this property?
Yeah, it's still for sale.
Okay, perfect. If I was to bring a buyer by who would pay a price that you folks would live with, would you pay some form of commission for that?
I would pay some commission, but not 6%.
No problem. I understand. All right, no worries. When would be a good time that's convenient for me to come out and take a quick peek at the property? Have you got some time this week or next that I could take a look at it?
This week would be the best.
Okay. How would...
But my husband's home right now.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to make it right now, but I could possibly stop by either, let's see, later today, or I could stop by tomorrow, which would be better for you folks.
Either one.
How about 3 o'clock today? Would 3 o'clock work?
I think so. I'll let my husband know.
Okay. All right. Great. What I'll do is
What was your name again?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Carl, K-A-R-L. And,
Okay.
and I'll just stop by 5-10 minutes. I'll be in and out of his hair before he knows I'm there.
Okay. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me see here. Now, the thing that I think is important for you to remember with these appointments, right? Understand all these people that I'm making appointments with so far have fit into a particular criteria. I'm not just calling for sale by owners out of the blue and not knowing where they are or having any kind of equity or anything like that. I mean, before I go to these properties, obviously we make sure that they're qualified in some way. With for sale by owners, as I was mentioning before, you want to remember that they do take a little bit of time and that they're not necessarily going to switch to your way of thinking right off the bat. But you do need to meet with them so you can go ahead and start that conversation and figure out how you can best help. It doesn't matter if it's a for sale by owner that you're planning on listing or if it's a for sale by owner that you think perhaps would be a good investment property. You just don't know until you physically get in there and talk to them. So what you're going to have to do many times is make these appointments, qualify them prior to you going out there, ensuring that they have the equity. And then if they don't, call them back up. Hey, you know what? I know we said that we had an appointment at 3:00, but unfortunately I was doing some research. It doesn't look like I'm going to really be able to help you at this point, because you don't really have any equity. I mean, you can be honest like that. But the point is you want to be very jealous of your time. Speaking of being jealous of your time, that's why this ownership issue has a problem, because now as a part owner, as part brokerage owner, you're going to meet with all these other part owners. And let's just be honest, you're not going to be the biggest fish in your market. You think that you're going to be the only guy selling real estate, only gal selling real estate, the only person having a team. It doesn't really work that way. When you're in an environment where you're surrounded by top producers, there's going to be a lot of people who may have that very same ownership interest as you do. And if that's the case, you're going to meet with these people at least once a month, and you're going to have to, or maybe once. Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Good.
I'm not sure if I've got the right place. I apologize. I was looking for the owners of a property. It was for sale by owner on Burnett. Is that your property?
That is, yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm a broker here in town who buys property. Is that property still available for sale, or did you folks already sell it? Is it under contract in any way?
I have not sold it yet. Yeah, it's still for sale. I got like 3 people who want to come by and take a look at it this afternoon. But yeah, it's still for sale.
Okay, all right, no problem. If I was to bring a buyer by who would pay a price and terms that you could live with, would you pay some form of commission for that?
I would be interested in or entertain that, yes.
Okay, cool. Well, when would be a convenient time for me to stop by and take a quick peek at the property?
Well, you could drive by any time if you don't need me to be there, of course. And all the windows are, there's no coverings on the windows right now.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately, I won't be there until this afternoon. And I have, like I said, I've got 2 or 3 people that are coming by in an hour and a half window from 3 to 4:30.
God bless your heart. No problem. So nobody's gonna.
Yeah, so this afternoon would be hard.
No problem. Nobody's gonna shoot me if I take a look through the window, is what I'm hearing, right?
Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah, it's vacant, and I've been just finished painting the interior this last week. The pool is finally taking shape.
Okay.
So when I got the house back, just to give you a little history on it, it was in a lease option agreement with a party, and they were in their second term and had some family things happen, had a lease day, and they just up and left.
Okay.
So I didn't know the house had been vacant for almost 2 months before I got it back. So the pool was completely, green and all that stuff, and they left animals in the house and beds and all kinds of stuff. You've been down that road.
I have. Yes, sir, I have.
But, so we basically, I got it all cleaned out, and now, of course, just back to getting it, back up to par. The only thing that's still dated in there is the kitchen. The cabinets and the countertops are, a little bit older. So those are the things that are dated. I mean, the sink's been updated. So it's got a stainless sink and a nice Delta faucet and new disposal. But aside from that, the cabinets and the countertops are, they're older, but they're in working condition.
Sure. Well, you said, unfortunately, I'm going to be on a couple appointments myself today, but what I can do is I can swing by, before you probably get there, or maybe afterwards after you leave, and I'll take a quick look at it, and then I can give you a jingle tomorrow. Would that be okay?
Yeah, certainly. Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. And this is James, right?
That is correct.
Okay, great. Well, then I'll do that. My name's...
As far as,
go ahead.
You said you've seen it online?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, and I've got a realtor friend of mine. That's where I've kind of gotten some of my information as far as a good price range to start at. And that's how I was able to, because I've had other people, I've had realtors call me like on a regular basis, like almost daily.
Oh, of course.
And how are you getting your price point? And how are you, how do you know that? And
Sure.
It's like, well, I've done a little bit of homework. I sold a property myself before doing it just like this. And I'm not a realtor, but I've considered going to real estate school and, and stuff like that. But, so it's priced, at a fair value, knowing that someone's going to offer a lower price, knowing it's going to need, some updating and, new appliances, and maybe they want to change out all the windows and, and whatever. So I've taken all that into consideration. So, the price point is, the starting point.
Okay. I'm curious. You mentioned that you have a realtor friend. I'm just curious, how come you didn't list it with your realtor friend and get the most money possible?
Well, it's not a matter of getting the most money possible. It was more of, one, like I said, I've done this before and thought, well, I'd be able to try and save a little bit of money on my end by not using, a realtor to have to pay a buyer and a seller's agent. And, that takes more money out of my pocket.
Okay.
So, and I've had people come and offer, discounted price. Well, what if, because I'm a buyer's agent, and how about if we, I did both for you, both contract, whatever.
Right.
And, would you be entertained in that and pay a commission of this or this percentage versus 6% total, 3 on this side, 3 on that side, and blah, blah, blah. And so, I've definitely, considered all options. It's nothing against anybody. Just that,
and I might get in trouble.
It's something I've done before.
I might get in trouble for saying this. This is James, right? Do you prefer James or Jim?
Either one's fine.
So maybe this is just kind of the way I see it whenever I see and I'm like you, I buy properties myself and like the lease purchase thing, I get it. I know what you mean, right? And I too have had agents tell me the same thing, even though I'm an agent. And to me, it's kind of like, and I might get in trouble for saying this, so forgive me if I go the wrong direction, but doesn't it seem like a bunch of desperate people, just a bunch of desperate prostitutes, and you're in a Philippine, Subic Bay kind of, like a swarthy little town somewhere, and all these people are coming up to you saying they'll give you a good time for $5, or doesn't it not seem that way to you, or is it just me?
Right.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it does seem that way sometimes. But like I said, I've got realtors calling me just about every day. I get a different realtor calling. And, and saying, hey, well, it's kind of like you did, not like you did.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
More approachable, and, you're well-spoken, and you come across in a better way than some of these guys have. And, yeah, I mean, they just come, forcefully, like, well, what are you going to pay me if I bring somebody? And that's like, well, hang on a second.
Oh, that's
you haven't
crazy.
even looked at the house. You haven't even, come over to chat with me and, or anything. And I've had some guys that are investors that, are wanting to just buy it cash outright and flip it and do their thing. And like, well, I'm going to come over. I'm going to give you this much, and I know how much you pay for it. Well, that's good. I'm glad you know how much I paid for it. I mean,
but what does that have to do with anything?
So, but yeah, absolutely. Take a drive by, take a look at it.
It
might work for you, it might not work for you.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. We'll see what we can come up with. It's no big deal. Hey, I really appreciate you taking.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. You have a great day. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So this one, I initially wasn't too sure if I wanted to stop by, because he had said that he was an investor and a couple other things. But I think what you'll discover after you talk to people for a while, you can discover some very real problems, some very real issues and things that you can learn. One of the things that he had learned, that he was pointing out, was that, hey, these people are coming to me hard. I mean, they're like, hey, what if we drop the commission? What if we do this? What if we do that? And it's just, as I said, if you're a real estate agent out there and you're out there just whoring yourself out, trying to get a listing by saying you'll do all sorts of things for a listing, you just really have no value as an agent, in my opinion. You really don't. If your only trick is to sit there and to say, well, I'm just going to do X amount for commission, and what about this and what about that for commission? You know what? You're not bringing anything valuable to this market in my place. In my mindset, you're not doing your job. What you're doing is simply being an.
Hello?
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm not sure if I have the right person, so I apologize. I was looking for the owner of a home here on Lady Slipper. I believe it's out in Rita Ranch. Is that your property?
That's my daughter's.
Oh, okay. Gosh. All right. I'm sorry for catching you. Do you happen to know offhand if that property is still for sale, or do you know?
It is.
It is. Okay. All right. I noticed it was, I'm a broker here in town. Is she selling that by owner, or she got an agent that I could call about that?
No, by owner.
Okay. All right. No worries. And forgive me for asking some questions that sounded kind of off balance. I apologize. But my question, I guess, is I guess my question is simply this. She's asking for that property. I guess she's asking 218. If she got that amount, 214. Okay. If she got that 214, and the people wanted to close in, say, 30 days, would that pose a problem for her, or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't mean to pry. I wasn't sure if it was vacant or occupied or the situation. I didn't want to cause a problem.
No, we're there.
Okay.
We're still here, but we're ready to move at any time.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't want to make anybody homeless. Homeless. That's all. Okay.
No. We're relocating.
Oh, well, God bless your heart. Where y'all going to?
Wisconsin.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, well, good for you. The weather's going to be a lot better. That's for sure. All right. Good deal. And ideally, when did you want to be there by?
We don't really have a specific date.
Okay.
But anytime, we're going to pack up her stuff and drive back. So we really don't have a time schedule.
Okay.
We have open house coming up on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
But if somebody wants to see it before that, we're ready.
Okay. I guess my question might be if I brought somebody by who'd pay that 214 or a price that you guys could all agree with, would you pay some form of commission on that?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Negotiable.
Perfect.
Sure.
Well, when would be a good time for me to stop by and take a quick peek at your property? I could swing by on Thursday, or perhaps would Wednesday be better?
That's fine.
Thursday?
What time on Thursday?
How about
or
Thursday?
Wednesday? Doesn't matter. I'm here every day.
How about Thursday at 3? Would Thursday at 3 work?
Sure.
Okay, I'll put it right down then. And I'm sorry, my name was Carl. I never did catch your name.
Michelle Brown.
Michelle. All right. Well, Michelle, pleasure to meet you. My name is Carl. You've got my phone number.
My daughter's name is Shannon.
Okay, great. You've got my phone number right there on your caller ID, I hope?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Great. Well, my name is Carl Krenzel. And if something should come up and that doesn't work to be a good time, would you mind just giving me a call?
Sure.
Okay.
Same to you.
All right. Oh, don't even worry about it. I'll be there. And I will look forward to seeing you at 3 o'clock.
I'll see you at 3.
Yes, ma'am. You have a wonderful day and stay out of the heat today. It's going to be a scorcher.
Oh, it is. It really is.
Take care.
We'll see you Thursday.
Yes, ma'am. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Now remember, guys, for sale by owners, don't want to put a ton of stock into that because they come and go. This is lead generation. Remember, you prospect so you can find a lead, and then these people are saying they're willing to pay a commission of some kind, so they're already.
No.
Hi, Marjorie.
Thank you.
Oh, hi. My name's Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
What can I help you with?
Yeah, I was calling about that house you had for sale by owner. Is it still available?
The mobile home?
It was a property that was on Roger Road. Yeah, it was 1635 West Roger Road that was for sale by owner. Is that still for sale?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm a broker here in town who buys property. Is that still by owner or is it with an agent by now?
It's by owner.
Okay, perfect. Have you got a second to talk to me about the question about the property?
Yeah.
You mentioned that the list price is $8,500. Is that a manufactured home you've got there, or is it a co-op?
Actually, I'm probably going to be at about 8,000. I just reduced it.
Okay. Is it a manufactured home?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good deal. Is
In
it?
a 55 plus community.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right. And then I guess you have like a lot fee that you're paying every month as well.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. All right. Well, it sounds like a great place. Unfortunately, I'm about 6 years too young. Have a great day. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So a lot of times people will take a manufactured home that is in a trailer park and they'll put it on sale, even though it's not, even though it's not, even though it's not real property. I have no interest personally in buying a manufactured home in a trailer park that is over 55. So I just went ahead and passed that one up. Boy, so we mentioned the ownership stake, and how if you want to take ownership in a brokerage, understand that you have additional.
Hi, you reach out to Rivero from Scary Group.
You have additional meetings, additional drama and stress that you need to go through, and as long as you're prepared for that, understand that you can do that. Just so long as you understand that it's not just an opportunity for an additional revenue stream just because you happen to be a part owner. Trust me, you have ownership interest, you're going to have stress interest. If you become the ultimate owner,
Please leave your message for.
if you become the ultimate owner, the designated broker of that firm, then you're responsible not only for your team, but every single person that you hire on to the company. And that makes it infinitely harder. Sixth question that this fellow had said, what is the real estate firm's viability? Guys, this one is the critical point. Okay, if you're thinking about switching your team to another office, to another company, this is the point you want to hear. What is the real estate? Hello?
Terry.
Oh, hi, Terry. Carl Krensel. How are you today?
I'm good.
I'm not sure if I've got the right person. I apologize. Are you the fellow who happens to own that home for sale by owner on Locott?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Okay, I'm a broker here in town who buys property also. Is that property still for sale, or is it under contract already? Is it with a realtor? Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, at the moment, it's under contract.
Hallelujah. Good for you.
Scheduled to close July 1st.
Well, let's keep our fingers.
You're a broker who.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm a broker who buys property also, but let's keep our fingers crossed. That's good for you.
Right.
Do you happen to know of anybody else who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash since I got you here anyway?
I don't at the moment, but
Okay.
if you wanted to send me your contact information, I'd hang on to it just in case the buyer doesn't come through. I don't foresee that happening.
No, probably not.
During dental inspections, but that never hurts to have a backup.
No, I'm totally with you there. This number here, is that your cell phone?
It is. Yes.
Okay,
So
well, I'm gonna.
Like a contact.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna shoot you a text right now, 405, and then 15. Whoops. 15. Okay, got it. All right.
615.
Yep, I got it right here, and I'm sending you a text right now, and you should get it within the next probably 20 seconds or so with my name and number, and then if something should happen, then by all means give me a jingle. Okay.
I'll absolutely do that.
Awesome. Appreciate your time. You have a wonderful day today. Okay.
You too.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let's close this here real quick. Hang on just a second, folks. So if you're on YouTube, you can see right here on my phone that I've got a buyer side, a seller's side, listing side, etc. I've got all these. Oh, there we go. I've got all of these set up in my phone preset, so I can just paste like that and then press send. And then it sends him a copy of my personal information on a Prezi link. Prezi.com is a system that I use to go ahead and make quick presentations. So that way they have my information right there on their phone. So it makes it a little bit simpler for them. Okay, back to what is the real estate firm's viability. This is hands down the most important question that you can ask yourself if you're trying to decide. You know what? I think I got the wrong number. I was looking for Frank. Is Frank around?
Nobody named Frank
Oh
here.
my
You do have a wrong number.
Gosh,
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. All right. Yeah, I didn't want to call that one because that one's way, way out. That's hello?
Please leave a message after the tone. Thank you.
Okay, don't want that one either. Right. Move. What's the real estate firm's viability? Let's just read what he says here. He says, some of the most established brands in real estate are taking a nosedive in the stock market, while others appear to be happy losing money. Is it important to you that your firm is stable? If so, does your firm have a viable business model? You know, this is critical because I got to tell you, there are people in this world who like to put up a front. Okay, they like to put up a front that their company, that their team, that everything is hunky-dory, that they...
Hello?
Hey there, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you?
Good.
I'm not sure if I've got the right person. I was looking for the owners of a home that was for sale by owner on Starfinder. Is that your property, sir?
Yeah, that was my property, yeah.
Oh, it was. It sounds like you ended up selling it.
It was.
Oh, good for
We
you.
sold it, yeah.
Good for you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Do you know of anybody else who's
Thanks.
got an unwanted property I could buy for cash?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, cool. No problem. Well, listen, congratulations on your sale, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay?
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's see here. Sold. There we go. Boom. Okay. Yeah, because people are really good at putting up a front. You know, people are really good at making you believe that their deal, their transaction, their whatever is great, that their team, that their company is all 100% on board. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing. Absolutely nothing could be further from the truth. I have been in companies where the ownership has looked me square in the eye and told me that there was nothing to be afraid of, that the market, that the company.
Hello?
Hi, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
I'm fine. How can I help you today?
Yes, ma'am. I was calling about your home is for sale by owner on Montgomery. Is that still available?
It's pending contract.
Oh, congratulations. Okay, well, looks like I'm a day late and a couple 100,000 short. No worries. Since I got you anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted home I could buy for cash?
I'm very busy right now. I really don't have time for a phone call.
A simple no probably would have been
Thank you.
faster, but have a great day. It amazes me how people are just literally beyond measure. I don't, simple no would have been faster than the whole diatribe about you being at work and all this. Who cares? Nobody cares. I don't care. Nobody cares. Let's see. We called this girl the other day and I had set an appointment and then I had to cancel because I had a listing appointment. Yeah. Okay. We'll miss her. All right. No problem. Have that brokerage, the leadership tell me that the property, that the company was fine, only to discover that it was in bankruptcy in the public news the next week.
Dave.
Hey, Dave, Carl Krenzel, how are you?
This is Carl.
Yes, sir. My name's Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Hi. Very good. What is going on, Carl?
Well, sir, I was calling about that house you had for sale by owner in Calle Puebla. Is that still for sale or did you sell it already or whatever?
It
It is currently under contract.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And the closing is scheduled for July 8th. But as you know, probably anything can happen before then.
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. I hope that it goes through. Do you happen to know of anybody else who's got an unwanted property that I could buy for cash?
I do not.
Okay.
But what I would say, Carl, stay tuned to that site on both Zillow and Craigslist, because if something falls through on my deal, I'll be, again, entertaining all offers.
Okay, no problem. Is this your cell phone, Dave?
It is.
Well, God willing that it'll go through, and I'll pray that it does. But if it should not, I'm going to send you my phone number. Just give me a jingle. Fair enough?
And is the phone number that you called on, is that your cell?
Yes, sir. It's my cell. If you want to screenshot it, and my name's Carl. Mm-hmm.
Great. And where are you located, Carl?
Yes, sir. I'm a broker here in Tucson. I'm a broker with Sotheby's International, but I also buy property. And you can Google me if you'd like. I've got a web page, all kinds of stuff you can find out about me.
Very good. Now, while you're on the line, I wanted to ask you.
Please.
My deal, I offered my house at $205 as is, and I put it under contract at $205. They took it at asking price as is, and it happened in less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling is it? Tell me how strong, in your opinion, is it a seller's market right now?
So here's the short synopsis, right? Essentially, on the multiple listing service, there is very, very little on the market for sale. Okay, and what this really means then is that people who see something on the multiple listing service, if they want to make an offer on it, people tend to, they wait, and then when they do make an offer, they come in low sometimes. And what happens is when a buyer comes in and does that, many times they get beat out by the public, somebody else. So they'll get beat on a deal. And then they'll say, well, you know what?
Right.
The next deal that comes through that's even close to what I want, I'm going to jump on it.
Right.
And we call those hover. Yeah, we call those hover buyers. And so it's not uncommon if you have a property that's priced right, and if it's within relatively decent shape, then yeah, it's not uncommon for you to get a contract within 24, 48 hours, being relatively close to full price. And I mean, obviously the most things that you usually have to worry about is people beating you up on the inspections. But if it looks like you're getting close to closed, it looks like all that's pretty much gone anyway. So looks like you're pretty much in the home clear.
Yeah, I had the inspection done last week, and they found a little bit of termites, but most houses have it, so they're gonna, for a couple $100, they treat it. That gives the buyer some confidence. Exactly,
and that's if they're getting a loan. I mean, that's it's gonna make everybody a lot happier. So, no, it sounds like you got it all under control, and you've got my number right there on your cell. That is my cell. My name is Carl, and if you'd like, feel free to call me if something happens. But it sounds like you got this under control.
Yeah, thank you, Carl.
All right, brother. You have a wonderful day, and stay out of this heat, okay?
Right now we're coming into Yuma, and it's 108 degrees.
Woo. Woo. Get some water, brother. Get some water.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You take care.
Have a blessed day.
Later, Carl.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Good for him. Now, you'll notice these are older for sale by owners. And so it's not uncommon for people to get something under contract very, very quickly. And what I told them about a hover buyer, that's exactly what happens. And it happens in your marketplace too. And you'll want to share that with your potential customers. Boy, let's just jump into the news again very quickly. Dubai Real Estate Department signs, oh my gosh, a memorandum of understanding with telecoms firm to implement blockchain. We were talking about this just a little while ago. Hi, my name's Carl Krenzel. How are you?
All right.
I'm not sure if I have the right person. I apologize. I'm actually looking for the owner of a home that was for sale by owner on 20th. Is that your property?
Sale is pending.
Oh, congratulations. Good for you. Okay. Since I got you here anyway, do you know anybody who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
I have no idea.
Okay, no problem. Well, listen, best wishes, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Boom. Sultan.
Hello, this is Michael, certified in cranial cyclotherapy and rolfing. Please leave me a message.
Rolfing.
Thank you.
Okay. Rolfing. That's a whole new thing. Rolfing. Sultan Budi bin Mirhan said the agreement is part of an ambition to make Dubai, quote, the smartest city in the world. The United Arab Emirates based outlet Gulf Today.
Hello.
Hey, this is Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Hello.
Hi, my name is Carl. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me all right?
Carl. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Carl.
Yes, sir.
How can I help you?
Yes, sir. I apologize. My name is Carl. I'll speak up a little bit. My name is Carl,
Yeah.
Carl Krenzel. I was calling about your house for sale by owner on Desert Promenade.
Correct.
Is that home still for sale, sir, or did you already sell that?
It's still available.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'm a broker here in town who also buys property. I'm curious, if I was to bring somebody by who'd pay a price in terms that you'd be okay with, would you pay some form of commission for that?
Of course, it depends on the contract.
Of course.
Obviously, what kind of contract it is. But yes, I will have some compensation in mind, of course.
Okay, perfect.
Because nobody does anything for free. I don't expect people to work for free.
I love you. I love a man like you. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, when would be a good time for me to stop by and take a quick look at your property, sir?
Yeah, I usually have over there on Saturdays,
Okay.
on weekends, which I have open house.
Okay.
It's on, of course, you found the property on Zillow more than likely.
Yes, sir.
And I advertise on there generally between 12 to 4 or 11 to 3 or thereabouts.
Okay.
I do an open house, so people come by, and we had a pretty good showing last Saturday.
Okay.
A lot of people interested and so on. Yeah.
All right. And you said you're going to have an open house this Saturday as well. Is that correct? I could stop by and take a look at it?
Yes.
Okay. Sometime around anytime between 1, 2, 3 o'clock, sometime you'll be there?
That would be fine. I usually get there around 11. We either have it, or I either have it from 11 to basically 12 to 4, 11 to 4. I'm over there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Well,
and
then
I put my signs out there too. So yeah.
no problem. Well, then I'll go ahead and I'll make a point to swing out there and take a look at the property on Saturday when you're out there. I'm curious, how come you haven't listed the property with an agent yet? How come it's still by owner?
Well, the whole question, I'll be honest with you, is I'm trying to be able to provide do a price that would be more attractive to people, so I don't have to pay the 6% commission. If I have to pay 6% commission, I would have to raise the price. And
I understand.
Generally cuts down on qualified buyers, especially the south side or east side of Tucson and such. Yeah,
I understand. No problem.
That's my mentality of it. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me. I understand. All right, great. Well, then I will look forward to seeing you this Saturday sometime between 2 and 3. Fair enough?
Very good, Paul.
Wonderful. All right, sir. You have a great day, okay?
You do the same.
Talk to you soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye. One of the things you could do with something like that, you could push it a little bit further and try to go ahead and get them to talk about listing the property with you. But what I've discovered is that it's very difficult to have that kind of conversation over the phone the first time around. If they have the equity, if they have the ability to sell, many times it's just a good idea to go out there face to face. If you've asked the question, hey, what's stopping you from listing the property? He's saying, I'm going to have to raise the price. That's good. Hello? Oh, hi. Is this Dave?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Dave. Carl Krenzel. How are you today?
Good.
I'm calling about that property you had for sale by owner a while back over there on 4th Street.
Uh-huh.
Is that still available, or did you sell that, or what's the status with that?
Still available.
Okay, I'm a broker here in town who also buys property. Is that currently on the MLS or is it strictly for sale by owner?
Strictly by owner.
Outstanding. Okay, good deal. I noticed that the price is currently on there, or at least the last time I checked, the price was $315. Is that still accurate? Well, $316?
No, it's 317.9.
$317.9. Okay, yeah, that's why I wanted to check because it looked like it was on the market, I guess, at $315.9 or something like that. Okay, so you're saying it's $317.9, correct?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, there's some additional cost on it, so yeah. Mhm.
Okay, no worries. And real quick, if I was to bring somebody by, and in honesty, I don't have somebody right off the top of my head in mind, but if I did have somebody who'd pay a price that you'd feel comfortable with, would you pay some form of commission on that?
We could add a commission to the price.
Okay, yeah, as long as you're willing to work with it in some way. Okay, good deal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And is the house currently vacant or is it occupied?
Yeah. It's vacant.
Okay, all right. So if somebody was to come along and close in 30 days, that doesn't sound like that would be a problem at all. Is that right?
Well, looking to close quicker than that, actually. So probably less than 2 weeks.
Is that a fact? Okay, definitely could do that.
Yeah,
If
cash sale, capture hard money.
Well, let me ask you a question then, since you brought that up, and since I buy these properties, if let's say I was to buy it all cash, close on the day you wanted to, no commissions, just give me a day or so to inspect it with my guy, just make sure it's what I think it is. Like I said, no commissions. What price do you think you'd want to sell it at?
Probably pretty close to asking, but I'd work with you a little bit. Maybe down to 315.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, so let me see. And you said it's vacant. If I was to go by and take a look at it, nobody's going to shoot me if I put my peek through the window or anything, right?
No, that's fine.
Okay. I just make sure you don't have any neighbors like I got. I got some neighbors that'll keep an eye on the house like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. Just give me a call if you're going by there and I'll arrange for you to take a look at it.
Okay. Well, do you think you might be able to have somebody show it to me tomorrow afternoon sometime?
Sure.
How about 2:00? Would 2:00 work?
Yeah, that's fine. Just,
okay.
Get with me about 12 to confirm.
Okay, yeah, we'll do. I'll do that. Let's see here. Is this the best number to reach you at?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll make a note to see it at 2, and then I'll give you a call around noon just to remind you, make sure it's still a good time, etc. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
All right, Dave. Appreciate you. You have a great day, okay?
Thanks, you too.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. So now in this particular circumstance, right? He's not coming down a ton in his price. He's not the kind of guy that is going to be, right off a first conversation telling you what he thinks. Okay. This is the kind of guy who's going to keep it close to the vest. He's not going to necessarily tell you everything he feels right off the bat. So you definitely want to make sure you go to that appointment. And then what you're going to want to do is talk with them to determine what necessarily needs to be done in order for them to get rid of the property. Because he's saying he needs to get rid of it in 2 weeks, which means something is a lot different. Something has changed. And so now what we need to do is go in there face to face and find out what the problem is. Guys, I am a big believer, a huge believer, that you have to physically get out of your office. You have to physically go see the people, and you have to physically get in the heat. Even though you don't want to, you have to get out there and talk to people and find out what specifically is causing them to make the decisions they're making so that you can go out there and find out what's the best way to help them, whether it be through a wholesale deal, whether it be through a listing, whatever the purpose. You need to get out there face to face. Ensure, of course, that they're qualified. Don't go driving everywhere on an unqualified appointment, but you certainly want to make sure if it's close to you, that they have equity, that they have motivation, that they're willing to pay a commission. If they're willing to pay a buyer's agent commission, then that's great. They just haven't seen the value of paying a listing agent's commission. And you're not going to be able to demonstrate the value of listing property over the phone. You have to get out there face to face. And that is where the key is going to be. Well, guys, thank you for listening to this second part of this broadcast. We've had an exceptional time prospecting today. I'm going to go ahead and cut the prospecting short here. We have, oh my gosh, I've got 10 people who've texted me or called me. Wow, a lot of people. So I got a lot of people to call back. Let's find out what the results of our calls have been. We always like to go through that here so we can get kind of a idea of what our systems are like. Let's take a quick look at today's calls and see how long we've been making calls and what all the data finally worked out to be. So, Pulse, hang on just a second, folks. I will tell you. So far in June, let's see here. It's calculating the numbers. It's tabulating them. All right. Whoops. That didn't work. That's not what we wanted at all. Hang on just a second, folks. I will tell you. Well, maybe we will. Maybe we'll be able to tell you. Okay. So it looks like call session report. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So today, all right. Oh boy. Woo. So today, let's see. Today is June the 11th. We had 160 leads. We made 187 calls. We talked to 41 people. We set 7 appointments. We left 16 voicemails. We set 1 callback, and it was for 2 hours and 42 minutes. Now, if you add up all the prospecting that we've been doing, 84 contacts, made 10 appointments. That's an 11% conversion ratio. And then, of course, we'll have to see if any of these turn into listings, because that is what's important. Well, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching. And most importantly, thank you for sharing on your social media. If you have any questions about what we've done, any suggestions on how I can improve, I'd love to hear your improvements. Feel free to go ahead and hit me up in the chat box there, and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Until the next time I prospect tomorrow, I hope you have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.